Hello guys, you're welcome again to my YouTube channel, and this time we are going to be doing this crochet hairnet. Yes, it comes in different colors. As much yarn as you have, you can do it. What do I mean by that? You can use any color you have, any yarn you have, be it acrylic or wool or cotton, any yarn at all that you have, you can use it and do it. This is another color of it. This is another color. This one is an ombre yarn that I had, and I just use it to do this. It's so easy to do, but at the same time it is not, because I remember when I was growing up and I wanted to do hair cap, it just keeps folding and folding and folding, and that's because I didn't know the technique of the startup point. There's a technique you can use here that will make it not to be folding and coffee. So that's basically what I'm going to show you, and how I increased on different places. Please get your materials now. I'm going to show you the materials that you need. I think I forgot to mention in the video, but you would also need a needle and a thread to sew in your elastic. Okay, so let's get into this video already. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button, as it helps me grow. Also drop a comment in the comment section. If you like this video, share it to your loved ones. You can even share it to that child that you want to crochet. I know I have some children on my YouTube channel. Hey guys, I appreciate you guys, and keep it up. I think I saw a comment of somebody that is 12 years old and is learning how to crochet. That's when I started crocheting too, around that age. So please, this is the kind of video that you can watch, and it's so easy, and you can make it at any age. Okay, thank you so much. Let's get into the materials that we need and get into the video already. Okay, so this is the yarn I'm using, 100% acrylic, mainstay trademarked. This 100% acrylic, and this is 7 ounces. Okay, you need an elastic, a big band elastic. You can use any size of elastic. You just follow the process that I'm going to show you in this video, but me, I'm using this big band elastic. It's if you're measuring it, this is 1 inch, 1 inch elastic. This is 1 inch. Okay, it's 1 inch, and then you measure around your head to get the right size. Okay, measure around your head to get the right size. So let's use this mannequin. Okay, let's use this mannequin. So you measure around your head like this. So you measure around your head like this, just above your ears. Like, let's assume your ears is right here. You just measure around your head like this, so that some people will not go, when I say measure around your head, you not go and measure like this. You're not doing a bucket hat. Even if it's a bucket hat, don't measure like this. Measure down, just above your neck, just above your ears, and in front of your skull. That's how I measure. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start. So I'm going to start, and I'll be using this pin 3.75 millimeters, and I'm just going to do like a magic circle. This is magic circle. Okay, so you just do your circle, and then you do your crochet stitches inside the magic circle. So you're putting in your yarn in like this, and then you take and bring out, and then you do your double crochet stitch like that. That is it. Let me start again. So your magic circle is like this. Okay, and then you take, bring it out like that, and then you do your double crochet stitches. That's 1 stitch. At this point now, this is how your magic circle is. You can reduce the circle by pulling this strand. Okay, you can always increase or reduce by pulling this strand. This is for my total beginners. which I don't intend to go this slow all through the video, so we'll speed up right now. So when you get to this stage, all you have to do is 2 more double and single crochet stitch. That's chain stitch 1 2 3 chain as your first double crochet. Then you go into the circle and then you do another double crochet stitch. Your 3 chain is your first double crochet. That's why I said another double crochet stitch. So you go in and do your double crochet stitch, you take in and do your double crochet stitch, yarn over, go in, do your double crochet stitch. I'll tell you how many double crochet I do in total. Okay guys, so we have 20 double crochet stitches right here. I've done 20 stitches in this circle, and this is how it looks right now. So now I'll pull out this strand, this particular strand that I left here. I'll pull it out. So now I'm just going to drag it to close up that. We'll come back here and tie this strand, but right now we can just continue. Okay, so this is what we have right now. I'm going to join it by slip stitching. So I'm slip stitching right here. So you slip stitch there, and then you make 1 chain, 2 chains, 3 chains as your first double crochet stitch. Okay, so we are going to the second row right now. Okay, so right now we've done our 1 2 3 chains as our first double crochet, and now what we'll do is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same place, chain 1, the next place you're making double crochet, chain 1, you go to the next place and make double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same place. So we are increasing on every other stitch. Then you make chain 1, the next place you're making double crochet stitch, then chain 1, this is it. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same place, then chain 1, double crochet, go to the next stitch, make double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, then you do your chain 1, go to the next stitch, double crochet, chain 1, you go to the next stitch, and you make double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same place. Okay, so you're increasing on every other stitch. That's double crochet, chain, you go to the next one, and then you're increasing in the next one, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same place. Okay, then you make your chain, you go to the next, you're not increasing in the next one, you make your chain, you go to your next, and then you increase in the next one. So this is what I did for my crochet hairnet. So we are not increasing here, chain, go to the next, increase, chain, go to the next, do not increase, chain, go to the next, increase, guys. This is how it is now. At the end, I'm just going to slip stitch, join it here by slip stitching, good, just like that, and we have our second row in place. So the third row, you do your 3 chains to start your third row, you go into the very next stitch and make a double crochet chain, a double crochet stitch, and then you make 2 chains, you go into the next, you're not putting it in that chain, those chains that you did, you're not putting it in those chains, you're just putting it in the next stitch. So we are going to work with all the stitch, but this time we are making 2 chains before every stitch. and you're not increasing by putting 2 stitches in one anymore. You're just increasing in the chains. Okay, so 2 chains, go to the next stitch, 2 chains, go to the next stitch, you make double crochet stitch, then you do your 2 chains, you go to the next stitch, you do this round till you get back here. Okay, so this is how far we've come to the end of this place, and now I'm going to do my 2 chains because we are doing 2 chains here before the next stitch. And now I'm going to close it up with a slip knot. So that's a slip stitch, and I'm going to do 3 chains and go to the next row. This is the base of this hat, of this hairnet, and if you don't get this place right, you might have it coffee, or you get it, it will be too ruffled. You understand? You can get your this into ruffle or get it to coffee if you don't get this place, this 1, 2, 3 rows right. But this is the basic way to do your hairnet. If you don't follow it like this, you might follow another way, but you have to be, this place is critical. It looks easy, but it's not easy. And if you've gone through it, you know, you understand what I'm saying, right? So now I'm going to the 4th row. This is 1, 2, 3, number 4 row. We are going to do the same thing in the beginning, which is our first double crochet stitch. Please guys, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please just take a moment and hit the subscribe button before we go on. Please, it helps me to grow. And you can also like and share this video to your loved ones, please, or drop a comment for me, and drop a comment for me in the comment section. Drop a heart, drop anything for me, please. Thank you so much. Thanks for your engagements. I love you guys. Let's continue now. So I'm going to, this is the 4th row, and remember this previous row we did 1, 2 chains. So now we are going to do 3 chains. 1, 2, 3 chains. Then you go to the next stitch and you make a double crochet stitch. So we go again, 3 chains, you go to the next stitch and make a double crochet stitch. So we do 1, 2, 3. The next place we do a double crochet stitch. We are not working on the chains, we are working only on the stitches. Okay, now we are going to do this round till we get to the end, which is this place. Okay, so I have come to the end of this 4th row, and now I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chains and slip stitch. Now the 5th, 6th, 7th rows are going to be the same 3 chains. We are not adding or increasing, but there will be a place where we'll add, like you can see this other one, there's a place where I added here, where there's also a place where I added here. So if there's anywhere I'm going to add, I'm going to show you guys, but for now I'll just go on the 5th, 6th and 7th row. I'll just keep going. So 3 chains, double crochet in the very next stitch, 3 chains. We are not increasing the chains no more till the end. You're not even increasing any chain. You're not going to make 4th chain. Okay, so it's just 3 chains all through and on the next stitch. So you just repeat this for the next 3 rows, and if there's anywhere I'm going to add, I'll show you guys. Hey guys, so I've done 7 rows. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and yes, on the 8th row, I'm on the 8th row, and it's coughing. You can see how coffee it is right now, which is perfect for me. I love it. And if you're doing the right thing, it should also look like this or something similar. It should look similar to this one. Okay, and so I'm going to go in and do my double crochet stitch. So on the 8th row, I'm not increasing in any way, but on the 9th row I will increase. So let me just go around and I'll show you how I will increase on the 9th row. Okay, so I'm on the 9th row. I just finished the 8th row now. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. On the 9th row now, I'm going to increase 2 times. Okay, I'm going to increase here and here. Then in short, let me just end it here. I'm going to increase here and here, then I'll show you what I'll do in the next row. So now I'll do my double crochet stitch, 3 chains, go to the next place, do double crochet stitch, 3 chains, go to the next place, do double crochet stitch, chain 3, double crochet stitch, chain 3, double crochet stitch, chain 3. And when I find it fits without counting the stitches, when I feel like it's okay for me, I am going to increase. The fact is, wherever you increase, you can increase here, you can increase here, you can increase anywhere, but wherever you increase, make sure you increase the opposite direction in the same place. Okay, so now I'm going to increase right here. So this is 1 2 3. Then you make a double crochet on the chain, then you do another 3 chains, you make a double crochet on the stitch. So that is how I increase. Then you make a double crochet on the stitch, then you make 3 chains again, and then you go to the next stitch and make a double crochet. So there you've increased there. So you increase directly opposite that place. That means on this other end, if you increase here, you're going to increase on this other end, same place. Okay, or at least something close to the same place. Yeah, so I'm going to increase right here. Okay, so let's keep going. Double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, so I'm going to increase here too. So 3 chains, double crochet stitch. Okay, 3 chains, double crochet stitch. So double crochet stitch on the chain and double crochet stitch on the stitch. Now the one on the chain is the increase. Okay, so I have increased here, and the next thing I'll do is do my normal 3 chains, double crochet stitch on the stitches till I get to the end. Now on the 10th chain, I'm still going to increase, but I would not increase in the same place. Okay, so the 10th row I would increase, but I would not increase in the same place. You see how I'll increase on the 10th row right now. So on the 9th row, I increased here and I increased here. Okay, so I increased in these 2 places on the 9th row. So on the 10th row, I will increase here and I will increase here. Okay, so I will increase here and here on the 10th row. So if I have increased here and here and here, that means the only places that are left open for increase is these places, because you don't have to increase in the same place twice. You understand what I'm saying? I hope you do. I hope you do. So now I'm going to continue my double crochet stitch right here, chain 3, double crochet stitch, chain 3. I'm increasing here, so we're going into the chains instead of the stitch. Chain 3, you go into the stitch right now, I make your double crochet stitch, chain 3, you go into the next stitch. So I have increased here, and and I'm going to increase. I'm going to increase here. Okay, so let's go guys. Okay, I'm right at the opposite direction from where I increased on the other side, so I'm going to increase right here too. That's it. You can see I put it on the chain, and I'm going into the next stitch and putting a double crochet stitch, 3 chains, double crochet till I get to the end again. So I'm going to do this till I get to this end. This is row 10. Okay, this is row 10. So for the row 11, I'll go without increasing for the row 11. Okay, so I finished the row 11 without increasing, and now I'm on row 12. Now it's okay if you want to just keep going without increasing. Okay, it's okay, it's so fine, because at this point, I mean, you can wear it if you keep going, but I like it bigger because I like doing the Bob Marley kind of braids that are very big, and the purpose of this is to hold down your braid or hold your braid in place when you want to sleep or when you want to walk. Okay, so we are going to expand it more, like make it a little bit bigger. That's why we want to keep increasing. But if you don't want, you can just keep going without increasing. But if you also want to increase and you don't want to follow my pattern, or you're tired of watching this video, which you shouldn't be, all you have to know is that you increase on one side, increase on the other side, make sure it's the same place. But watch here, as you can see, I have increased here. There's no way I can increase here. There's no need to increase here again. I mean, there are other spaces that do not have places that we increase, so you work on those places instead of you going back to where you've increased before. These 2 places is an increase here, so there's no need for you to increase here or here when you've already increased here. You understand? There are some stitches here that are empty. Those are the stitches you increase on there. So that's what I'm going to do for row number 12 and row number 13, and then 14 I will not increase. Okay, so I'm increasing on 2 rows. The next one I will not increase. Guys, so I'm at row 14, and like I said before, I am not increasing on row 14. So I increased on 12 and 13. I did not increase on 14, and I have 3 more rows to go because we are only going to do 17 rows. And you're doing 17 rows if you're using similar pin as me and your stitches are as wide as mine. You understand? I don't know why I'm talking like this. I think I'm tired. Okay, so at the end of the 17th row, I'm going to measure it and show you guys how long it is. But for now, I'm just going to continue. I'm not increasing again because I feel like it's okay for me. I feel like it's wide enough for the length and the width that I want it for. But if you think you want it bigger and you're crocheting, or your stitches are tighter than mine and you want it bigger, you can also keep increasing with the way I already told you how to. Okay, and if you let me just stop talking and go and continue. When I get to the length and the width that I want, I'll show you guys. Okay. Okay guys, so I have gotten to the row number 17. Like I said earlier, I stopped increasing at row 13, remember. Then 14, 15, 16, 17 I did not increase. And let me give you the measurement like I promised. So from the beginning to the end is 12 inches. Yeah, it's 12 inches. So 12 inches, and the circumference would be 16 plus 16 is 32, so it's 16 like this. So the whole circumference would be 32. okay, because like this is 16, okay, so the whole thing is 32. You can see 16, so 12 and 16 like this. That's how you get it. So that being said, you should know that that is how I do mine. I don't know how your stitch is. I don't know how tight your stitch is, because if your stitches are tight, then you measure it like this. That means your 17 rows might not be up to 12 inches. You understand? And your 16 inches might not be as big as your this thing might not be as big as 16 inches when you measure the width or the circumference, right? So just do it the way you know that, okay, it's going to turn out well for you. You understand? So now I'm going to cut out my yarn, and I'll bring in my elastic that I've already measured and cut. So at this point, I'm bringing in my elastic. This elastic would be joined like this with a thread and needle. So I'm going to join, let me keep this aside. I'm going to sew in this elastic, the ends, and it will be joined like this. You can pass it through your machine if you have a sewing machine, but I don't, so I'm going to use a thread like this and a needle to sew it. So I'm going in and I'm sewing in this end. Do you guys know, fun fact, do you know that I don't know how to use a machine, a sewing machine? I actually do not know how to sew at all. Like, I've never sewn before. I've never used a sewing machine before. Crazy, right? But I would learn. I'm planning to learn, and if I learn, I'm going to show you guys how how it goes if I buy the machine, because I want to buy a machine. So I'm going to buy a machine, and then I'm going to learn. I'm going to also incorporate it with my crochet, like my sewn design would be incorporated with my crochet. So I will show you guys everything, but I'm not sure it's right now though. I have a lot of things to do, so that's something that has been on my mind, that I would finally do it someday. So yeah, I have sewn these, and we have this, our band. Now what do we do? This is what you do. You bring in your pin and you bring in your yarn, and you do this. You go in like this, you take out your yarn, and you crochet around this band. So I'm going to crochet on this band like this. It's quite difficult. Even though it's not difficult, it is difficult. So let me close it up with a single crochet to make it easier for me. So I made single crochet there. I'm going to make all through crochet on it. It's single crochet because you're not yarning over this. You don't have to do this and then go and come back like this and then take one and take another one again. No, you don't have to. You don't need to do that, okay? All you need is, don't yarn over, just keep doing your single crochet stitch. It's all single crochet. So you do as many. I'm not going to tell you to do 500 or 200. I don't know how many. I don't know how long your band is, because your head might be bigger than mine or smaller than mine. So you just make sure that it doesn't show the band. It's thick enough to cover the whole band. So I'm just going to do this and do it round this band. Okay, so I'm still going round, and I'm at this place where I sewed it in. Don't be scared of continuing your work. Just continuing to do your stitches around it. Don't worry, it's going to block these things. So just try and manage to cover it up with as many stitches as you can, as many stitches as possible. It's going to be a little difficult at that point, but just keep going. And cover everything up. You can also use your hand to cover the stitches or the places that are trying to be difficult, okay? Okay, so I have succeeded in closing the spaces as much as I can, and my lazy ass did not do too much because some of these places still have space, but it doesn't matter. And some of the places are really thick, others are not. Well, you can use your hand and scatter the clusters and make it to be arranged. So at this point, I'm just going to slip knots like this, boom, and close it up with a single crochet stitch. Now this is what makes this hairnet different from others, because some of them have just like a very tiny band, others do not even have band, they just have like it's a cap without band. So this particular stuff is what makes this hairnet different from the others. So I'm just going to bring this other one. This is the right side, this is the good side, so I'm going to turn it into the back side. So you turn it into the back side like this. Remember this stuff I said, we'll come back to it. So you pull and you make sure it's tight, and then you tie it. And let me bring in another pin that can pass through the stitch easily. So I'm going to use this pin, make single crochet, bring out, just tie it with some single crochet on different stitches there. Then you can cut it, or you hide it in between the stitch. I decided to cut it. So now we are going to, this is the back side, this is the right side, this is the wrong side, right? So it's like inside out. So we are going to put it like this. So this is how it's going to be. I don't know how to show you guys well. Yeah, so this is how it's going to be. So I'm going to use this tiny pin because I'm going in between stitches. I want it to go into the stitches easier than this other pin that have a big mouth. You understand? So now I'll just take my yarn. And this place is tricky, or this part is tricky, because I'm going into the stitch. That means I'm taking from this stitch, the one in here, okay, then I'm going into the net stitch, and then I'll make a single crochet on the two of them, and then make a chain, go to the next. Now you have a choice. I don't know how to explain this. You have a choice because this one is big. If you look, the stitches here are plenty, but because this is a cluster of plenty stitches, these ones are more than this one. Even though this one look bigger than this one, the stitches here are more than the stitches here. Okay, so you have to be very strategic in your placement or in your stitching. Okay, so we are going to start by skipping one on this place. Some side will skip one, other side will not. But I would also advise you not to do chain. If you're not skipping, don't do chain. Just go to the next stitch and then you do what I'm doing. Go to the next stitch, you take one from this place, you take another stitch from this other side, and then you make a single crochet stitch. If you can do this, fine. If you cannot do it, or you feel like one of them is getting bigger, you can always keep on that side. Let me say this one, there's more stitches on the net than there is on the band. You can take one from the band, and then you skip one from the net, go to the next one, and then you take there, and then you do your double crochet, your single crochet stitch. If you see that the band stitches are more than the net stitches, you can also skip one on the band, or skip two, or whichever one you want. You go to the next. Let me see, I'm skipping one here right now. Okay, then I go to the next stitch, but I'm not skipping on the net, because I feel like the net is smaller than the band. Like the stitches on the net is smaller than the band, and I'll do that way. I skip on the band without skipping on the net. So, but because we don't know how far, we don't know if the stitch will be enough or not, I'm not going to skip. But I'm not losing the ones that I've done already. I'm not losing the ones that I've done already, because it's not going to bother anything. So I'm just going to go to the next and do one stitch at a time without doing a chain, one stitch at a time, single crochet stitch. So I'm not skipping any one, except I see that, oh, maybe this thing is, one side is bigger or one side is longer than the other one. That's when I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to take from this end and take from this end and join them together, take from this end and this end and join them together. And I'm going to do this round. Let's see, I feel like it's going to be enough. I feel like we have enough stitches on both sides to take one and one. I don't know. You can see how it looks like. It's not showing whether you skip or not. I don't know the places where I skipped and the places where I did not skip. Because I skipped in some places and I did not skip in some places, but it will not show. So you just, all you need to do is go in and sew it in, or stitch them in together, just like I'm stitching it in right now. But make sure you're doing it on the back side, because I'm working on the back side right now. Guys, I have gotten to the end, and what I did is just my single crochet, chain and cut. So I'm going to do my slip knot here, chain and cut. Is it slip knot I said, or single crochet? Sorry, you slip knots, chain and cut. Okay, so I am done. I've even put my label here. Yay! So this is the back side, of course, and this is the front side. You can see there is no, you can't tell where I increased, where I skipped, and where I did not skip. It is just beautiful. It is just so beautiful. This is where I started. You can just cut that off. Yeah, so this is our hairnet, crochet hairnet. It's perfect for your Bob Marleys, for your hair, and you know, for your braids, your locks, and whatever you want to use it for. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video, guys. Thank you so much. If you've not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I love you guys. Bye. See you in my next video. Mwah. Love you.